Hey everybody, I hope and pray that you're doing well. Today as we come to our word from the Word. And today that word is why. Why? That's the question that we all like to ask so much. God, why? Now I'll say this, I've said it before, but it is okay to ask God a question, but it's not okay to question God. And there is a difference. When I say that, I mean that it's okay to ask God, can you show me why I'm going through this? God, can you help me? God, I don't understand. Can you show me the reason? Show me the way. Show me my path. All those things. Asking Him a question that way. That's asking, seeking to know what the will of God is. I mean, think about it. He doesn't just tell us just to go out and do it on our own. We're supposed to be relying on Him. So asking Him a question is okay. When we get to the point where we begin to question God with the attitude of, I know better than God, or the attitude of questioning His ability or His sovereignty, His ability to change and work in a situation, His ability to save, His ability to rectify some wrong. And I think a lot of what Job was going through in this passage, as we're today in Job chapter 31, just going to look at a few verses. Job is going down this long list of all these sins that he could have possibly done. And he says, well, if I have, then punish me, right? If I have, show me, tell me, so I know that why I'm going through these judgments. At the end of the day, as you go through these, it really just proves out what God had said, that he was a blameless man. Job was a blameless man, and that there was nobody else like him. But we also know, and we'll see even in the coming chapters, that it was the attitude of Job that began to uh, kind of worsen as it went along. He got to the point where he was getting really close to being self righteous and have that attitude of knowing more than God. And not like his friends were accusing him earlier of having wrapped up all the wisdom, but when he goes to when God speaks in a couple of chapters, you're going to find out it humbles Job very quickly. So try not to get ahead. So we'll just stay where we're at today. Job chapter 31, looking at verses 24 through 28 with that question, why? And he says this: If I have made gold my hope, or said to find gold, you are my confidence, if I have rejoiced because my wealth was great, and because my hand had gained much, if I have observed the sun when it shines, or the moon moving in brightness, so that my heart has been secretly enticed, and my mouth has kissed my hand, this also would be an iniquity deserving of judgment, for I would have denied God who is above. I love how he just simply, I think, can all be tied up in that last little portion there, that if I have denied God, then I am deserving of this punishment. If I had denied God in any way, whether it be through riches, that was an accusation of one of his friends. Had it been inadvertently through, he goes through this long list in Job chapter 31. I mean, talking about the way that he treated the land, the way that he treated the servants, and even all these things that he says that God could do to come against them and would be well deserving. But at the end of the day, what Job is really saying is, God, why am I going through this? God, why am I facing this? He really is just simply saying, with every plea, and this is kind of his final plea, because you'll see after this, it says his words are concluded. He doesn't speak again until God speaks, and then he doesn't really have a whole lot to say. I think about how often we get to the point where maybe you're just tired of asking God. Have you ever gotten to that point where you're tired of asking God, why am I going through this? The only way I believe that we get to that point of being tired of asking is when our heart begins to ask for the wrong reason. When we begin to look like Job was beginning to, and it was still all about him. It was getting to be less and less about God. To begin with, he was saying, right, hey, God gives and he takes away. That blessed be the name of the Lord. And now, Lord, why? What are you doing? Now, I am thankful that God knows our weaknesses. And I'm thankful that God knows the frailty of our minds and the frailty of our thinking, the frailty of even our faith, and how quickly we will doubt and say, God, why? I think what we need to do is make sure that we're not focused on us, not focused on our circumstances. We need to focus on God. Now, Job had done a good job of telling it and telling his friends and his companions here that the truth about God and about the sovereignty of God. But he still didn't understand the sovereignty of God himself. And if we're honest, neither do we. We could speak a lot of truth about the sovereignty of God, yet when something disastrous happens, we still don't know. But we can still find great comfort and peace in knowing that God is still in control. So we may ask God, what do you want me to learn from this? God, what is it that you're trying to show me? What is it that you're trying to mold me? Who is it that you're trying to make me into? Those are all better questions than why. God bless you, and I pray you have a great, great day.